Hello, friends. Kavasur here, coming at you from North Park in San Diego, California. Happy holidays. I know that we come from a lot of different backgrounds in this Kava community here, different faiths, different belief systems. But wherever you are in the world, at least if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, it is the winter, and the winter usually brings about some spiritual traditions, some time for reflection, some time to be with family, to be inside, out of the cold. And, the days are short, and it kind of puts people in a reflective mood. And kava is a great thing to have during the darkness of winter, and kind of mellows the soul and brings down the anxiety and gives you something to look forward to. And what more could you possibly look forward to than fresh kava? Fresh, frozen, or refrigerated kava. This, my friends, is said fresh kava. This was sent to me by some good friends in Hawaii. And what this is kava root that has been harvested from the earth. This is ava that has been harvested from the earth. The roots pulverized and turned into this fresh kava root. And it's very special. This is probably only my third or fourth time ever drinking fresh kava. And every time I drink it, I'm very grateful to have the experience. It's a little bit prohibitive. It's very expensive, but it's so worth it to try it. It gives you a different kind of sensation and a different feeling when you drink it from dried kava. My theory is that the kava lactones are transformed in some way when kava is dried. And not necessarily for the worse or for the better, for that matter. I just feel like kava lactones that are fresh, coming from the freshly harvested roots of the kava plant, have different effects. And in some ways, it's a little bit like weaker than dried kava, but still, for me, it has that overwhelmingly calming effect without some of the astringent, dehydrating properties of dried kava. And with all that being said, I'm going to make some of this and knead this up. And I'm going to pour it into a glass so you can see what it looks like. I'm going to talk about the flavor. I'll include a little video here to show you what it looks like in the bowl. To the hula, we shall eternally bula. All right, so I've made the kava here using, with frozen kava, you need to use a lot more kava to water ratio in terms of volume. And I used about 6 tablespoons like this to this much water. And you'll see when I pour the kava into the glass that it still doesn't make like a super thick grog. But I'm gonna leave this sieve in there so that it can continue to steep. And I'll probably actually add a little bit more kava too, because you can see that's pretty translucent. But I've had fresh kava a few times, and this is kind of what it looked like. And it's generally not as thick as regular. By regular I mean dried kava that you get. But the effects are different, and the taste is different. So let me go ahead and drink this, and I'm going to let you know what it tastes like, even though I already know what it tastes like. Wow, it's so delicious. If you've ever had fresh kava before, you'll know very much that it has the flavor of cucumber infused water, like an essence of cucumber, maybe a little bit of like a cantaloupe flavor to it, almost like what you would imagine coconut water tasting like if you completely took out the sweetness of the coconut water and then like dunked in some freshly cut cucumbers, which is a very pleasant thought. Sounds very refreshing. Like this kava. It's just absolutely such a stunning flavor. And it's so different, fundamentally different from what dried kava tastes like. It's almost impossible to describe to somebody who's only had dried kava. It's no matter how much you build up the difference in the description of the flavor, it's never going to translate to how different it actually is from dried kava. And again, I want to emphasize here that there's things about fresh kava that are better than dried kava, and things about it that are not better than dried kava. And you can go your whole life only drinking dried kava and not be missing out. But to have the privilege and the opportunity to try fresh kava is really something that I'm grateful for, and always very excited to partake in. And indeed, it does really bring out the calming effects, I would say, more than dried kava. And it's not as overpowering. It doesn't give you that like buzz and that rush of kind of the heady feelings you get when you have a really strong peppery Vanuatu kava, for example. It's much more grounding, therapeutic, cleansing, spiritually healing type of feeling. So, all right, I'm going to keep drinking this. I'm going to drink this whole bowl. It'll probably be dark by the time I check back in with you, my friends. So Bula, and it's already kicking in. Already feeling good. All right. Well, I've just been back here in the yard, enjoying this fresh kava, listening to some of the podcast material I'm putting together for our next podcast, the Kava Lounge. I hope you've all been listening to that here on the YouTube channel. I promise you it's worth it. Jimmy Price and I do a lot of research. We read a lot of papers, and we do deep dives into different subjects, ranging from anthropology to history to science to health, everything that you can imagine related to kava. And the last episode that we released was kind of like our personal journey with kava, how we came to kava, and what our experience was like discovering kava. So anyways, this fresh kava, just really, really nice, like really grounds you, makes you feel connected, makes you feel balanced, mindful, in the moment, undistracted. It destroys frustration. It breaks apart the intrusive thoughts that line up to attack the mind. It really breaks up that front and just kind of lets you relax. And it doesn't have that astringent kind of thing that a lot of dried kava has, and that's one of the real benefits. And it tastes really good. It's that cucumber water flavor. Really can't beat that flavor. So check it out if you ever get a chance. Fresh kava, not to be missed. Bula to the hula, and catch you next time. Leave some comments in the comment section, and Join the Kava Lounge on Facebook. Keep on tuning into the YouTube channel and to the Hula, Maluk, Bula,